I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna
All right, all right. Okay, I see. I don't know how that happened. A little technical problem. Excuse that, everyone. Let's see. Let's do this from the top. Okay, let's do this again from the top.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't lie at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I don't lie at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
All right, everyone. Welcome to Ladies' Night. Excuse the no sound earlier. I apologize for that. Okay. Yeah. I was kind of in the mood when I chose the title for this topic. I've been hearing over and over again. Uh, even some some our so-called men who defend us that uh, we also need to be held accountable, you know, and so all right, let's get we need to let's really discuss what we as black women need to be held accountable for. All right, we're gonna be held accountable. Okay, we're gonna hold ourselves accountable. All right, so I'm gonna hold myself accountable. I'm gonna start with me. When I'm holding myself accountable, uh, you know, in my part in what's happening in my community. Okay, hold myself accountable is that I wouldn't lower my standards. Um, I ain't saying I ain't made no mistakes. I made mistakes. I've learned from them, but I just couldn't get myself to accept any proposal, no matter how good the guy was. I just knew, especially if I knew on a certain level that we weren't going to work out because we want different things. Um, I didn't have that much love for that person. I could see that when they proposed, and I picture our future down the line, um, that that I was going to resent him. I was not going to be able to stand him because to be with him, I would have to be in a leader position. I would have to, everything would be all on me. I want to be part in it, but I don't want to be the leader in our relationship. I don't want every decision to be on just me. He'll go with whatever is acceptable, not just me. But because I was so strict, and even when I love the person, I love the person I love at the time, it was not good for me. We weren't ready yet. He had his issues he had to deal with. I had my issues I had to deal with. And if I was to stay with him while I had my issues and he had his issues, my issues was going to start changing me to a person I did not like. While I'm dealing with my issues with him, I couldn't deal with my issues while I was with him, and he had his own issues. And sometimes I'll be trying to help him with his issues, and I don't be dealing with mine. So we weren't good for each other at that moment. And maybe it wasn't meant to be because okay, I
Mic
told him,
checking
okay,
your sound.
we need to deal with our issues, and I said, let's separate each other, deal with our issues, come back together in years, see where we at.
Mic check.
Still had very much love him, but I knew there was going to be problems later on. Oh,
Mic check.
yes, hey everybody, Remy,
Good.
Auntie, Ebony Star, and Dimitri. Hey y'all. So 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 I think I I dodged the bullet because okay, he couldn't even wait out that year. Before I knew, his stepfather was telling me that he was engaged to another woman. No, yeah, he was engaged, and then he got married, and then about a year after they got married, he started having problems, and he started being a problem for her. So in my case, that. But a lot of people thought that, hey, you should get married, have kids, you would be a great mom, and all that other stuff. Um, that's because they see me with other people's kids, their kids. Okay, I keep having somebody bouncing in and out. So I wasn't in a hurry to have no kids. I knew that I wasn't. After seeing what my mom went through raising me, I seen several other women raising kids by themselves, either through divorce, uh, death, or the man left. You know, left them, or he just didn't want to become a dad and just walked. I knew men can walk, even while they still in marriage. They could walk. You know, yeah, they could be right there with them. I'm married for years, but they have been walking to other women, to other vices and stuff like that. I've seen all this growing up. So, I had, I was very not trusting. But in my community, it seems like it's a little weird. I didn't get married. Most of my community have never seen me involved with a guy. Well, not to mention, I live in a small town. I'm related to half the people. Not to mention, I'm very, 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 very private. You know, I don't let nobody know when I'm involved. They happen to find out. They happen to find out, but most of them never knew about. And not to mention, I lived out of state for a while, so so all my exes live in Texas. Could apply to me. uh, all my exes, just about all of them live in Texas, or they moved to Texas. Yeah. So yeah, so they never saw it. Black women are accountable for ourselves and our actions, simple and plain. Exactly. We are we're accountable for our actions. Yeah, we're accountable, and even when we done stuff that like okay, the issue seemed to be the main issue is we had a child. Um, um, that there's quite a few of us who are single mothers. Okay, I don't know when this became where that's a problem, all her by herself, that she did this by herself. I don't know how that came about, but somehow they made the single mother problem just her. She should have chose better. She should have not let the man ejaculate in her if it wasn't married. So to a certain degree, that part I kind of don't let no man ejaculate into you. You ain't married to. Um, and he doesn't, if you just out there having fun, sex up, he's covering it up. Um, hello.
Check 1 2 1 2. Can y'all hear me?
You're very low for some reason. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can raise up your mic on my end. Okay, say something now. Hello. I say that because people want Black women to be accountable for ourselves and everybody else. I think the F not. Right. We can only be accountable for ourselves. And we can only the only people who can take care of ourselves and our children, which is what Black women do. I don't know why they keep trying to hold women accountable, especially for this single motherhood, because she's being accountable. She's taking care of her kids. She's working. She's trying to provide the best for her children. If she feels they need a father, she tries to find a father figure. What the? Oh. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay, that's okay. Oh. All right. It seems might be having a technical problem. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I need a 1 in the chat to see if y'all can hear me. I'm being told that that y'all can't hear me. Demetrius, you can hear me? Okay, that's good. All right. Hassan, okay. Remy, y'all can all hear me? Okay. So it's not on my end. Okay. All right. So we might be having a little technical problem. Let me know if y'all can't hear me or anything. But yes. So I was thought to be weird since I'm an only child. My mom's only child. Weirdly enough, there is some underlying thing about when you're gonna have kids. Not from my mom. My mom have been making
There
sure.
we go.
Hello.
I'm starting to test 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Everybody hear me?
You digitizing.
All right, hold on.
Okay.
How about now?
Still digitizing.
All right, I'm here.
Okay. Okay. Let's see.
Digitizing?
Yeah. I think
Man,
it's
what's
coming
going?
from your end.
Yeah, what the hell's going on? 'Cause I don't hear no digitizing.
Yep. Even Remy says you're Borgen. I hear it as
Wow.
digitization. Remy hears as Borgen.
Wow, she said I'm barking badly too. I don't even hear it. Like, what the? You sound
Okay,
fine to me.
Okay, you're starting to clear up. You sound good now.
Oh, okay. How about now?
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, I just wanted to say something real quick. I think Black women lowering their standards is a problem.
Yes, I
I
agree.
think that's one. I think that's one of the problems. I mean, why would you lower your standards to get with a man that you're just going to be unhappy with?
Mm-hmm.
He can't make you happy because you lowered your standards. He can't meet your qualifications to be with you. So why would you think you would be happy with somebody like that?
Yeah.
No, I don't think that. I don't. As a matter of fact, if you want to hold Black women somewhat accountable, hold them accountable for lowering their standards.
Yeah.
You know, I think you should keep them scared. Back when I was growing up, Black women had high standards.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody had no mercy. You had to meet those standards, or you was not worthy of being with that woman.
Mm-hmm.
I think Black women should get back to that. Raise your standards and don't drop your standards. Make these guys change.
Exactly.
Okay? Because at the end of the day, it's about being with a woman. We need women more than women need us because women give us purpose. And so if black men want to be with black women, right, they need to be held to a certain standard. Don't just accept any old vagabond dude. If you do come across a guy you like and he ain't got it together, say, hey, look, holler at me when you got it together. But don't take too long.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I suggest you get it together quickly because I'm not going to be available that long.
Yeah.
Shout out to Remy Norris, everybody in the chat. And T, what's going on?
Yeah. Max is right. He took the words out of my mouth. The standard. That's the main thing we need to be held accountable for lowering our standards by letting fear and the fear that you're gonna be alone, or you're gonna die alone, or you're never gonna be loved. Get you to lower your
I'm sorry,
standards.
let me say something about that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's nothing for anybody to be afraid of. We are all going to die alone. Nobody is dying with us. When it's time that God calls us all home, we will be in a coffin by ourselves. Okay? I've never seen them bury two people in the same coffin. When you're like, hey, where he come from? Oh, he didn't want to die alone, so we're gonna throw him in a coffin too. We are all going to die alone. We came in alone, we going out alone. Okay? So that's not even anything for anybody to even that's not even worth talking about. Okay? You was born by yourself, you will die by yourself. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So that's not anything black women should be concerned with.
All right. Yeah.
Dan, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. Yeah.
Right. And I think black women should get back to their high standards.
Yeah.
Remember I told you when I was younger, if you couldn't put a sentence together, you couldn't talk to a black woman?
Yeah.
Remember that I told you that? I'm dead serious.
Mm-hmm.
Remember I told you if we were truant, right, meaning not in school, you couldn't talk to a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because one of the first things she would ask you when you meet her was, what school do you go to? Who class are you in? That's the first thing they ask you. What school do you go to? Follow up with what class are you in? Follow up with who your teachers. You can't tell her that, she ain't gonna mess with you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I had my hopes up because I saw one young lady that, yeah, she kept that standard. She told a boy that was interested in her that she wasn't getting involved with no dummies. If you ain't in school, you're not trying to do your work, I ain't talking to you. And she stuck to her gun. He didn't believe her until she was not accepting any calls. She never answered his letters, nothing. And when she saw him in the hall, if he wasn't being sent to class, she wouldn't even acknowledge that he was there. Yeah, she didn't talk to him until he got out of detention and started going back to class. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of rare. Yeah, yeah, that's another thing. There, I've seen
Well,
that.
I'm
Uh,
sorry, Dave. Demetrius asked me a question real quick. Well, the single men are being created by the manosphere and the sissy bims and red pill rage. They're creating single men like hotcakes. Okay, you talking about in Red Supreme's chat? You talking about over 200 dudes who are single. When Kevin or whatever his face is, Kevin Samuels, you talking about over 1,000 dudes that was single. BGS, 400 men single. They creating single men like it's going out of style because they have an anti-female message. These dudes are anti-female and pro-male. That is what's creating this large influx of single black men.
single men had
Hell,
always been the majority, even before the manosphere.
no, not like it is now. I mean, you have single dudes here and there, you know what I'm saying? But they wouldn't be single for long, right? Now you got man, you got a horde. You got multiple hordes of dudes who are single, and it's so bad they're turning to each other for intimacy. They're sending topless pics to each other, complimenting each other on their looks. Hey man, you look fine. Slapping each other on the behind, calling each other baby,
Hmm.
calling each other beloved, whispering in
Yeah,
each other's ear, wearing women's apparel. That is the direct result of these groups, the conscious community too.
yeah. The
They
man
promote
bun is
men,
gonna be too
right?
much.
All of these groups have a homosexual agenda. They promote men being with men. None of these groups promote men being with women, which is a natural union, a holy union, I may add.
Mm.
You know how crazy it sounds, right? To hear that a man has a husband. That don't sound crazy to y'all. Y'all don't think
Yeah,
anything wrong with that?
yeah. Well,
Or a woman
I
has,
actually
or a
know a.
woman, or a woman has a wife. What?
Uh,
So those groups that you guys follow, they are creating single men, not the black women. As a matter of fact, Kevin Samuels knew how bad it was. I'll give him credit on that. But instead of help fixing the brothers, giving them good advice, he chose to go after the black woman and try to make her lower her standards so that these guys will have a chance to be with a black woman. Because the bottom line, they all want to be with black women.
mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Why you think they making these videos saying I have a passport? Because they're trying to get your attention and say, don't go, blah 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 blah. All these videos they keep making tearing down black women is to get their attention. Because if it really bothers them so much, all they do is when they date and they skip the women that don't meet their standard of what a wife should be and keep it moving. But no, they're trying to tear down all the black women to get their attention. They don't feel like they being seen, so they rather get a negative response than no response, because that's
Yeah,
the
but
true way to cut a man. That you don't get no response. It doesn't mean anything. You don't love them. You don't hate them. Nothing, because love and hate are both strong emotions. You're not called the flip side of the same coin, is that they both equally strong, but there's a reaction from them. But when you are completely nothing they do, you don't feel one way or the other about them. That means to them that they're not visible to you, which is pretty much what it is, and that bothers them more than anything. So every time we react to them saying black women should be this, black women should be that, we're giving them a reaction. If we had no reaction whatsoever, they would give up after a time, because hey, it's not going to do anything, and what it is making them look bad to the women that might have been interested in them. So the more of us that we don't feel one way or the other, or we don't respond one way or the other, the less they have to.
indifferent.
The indifference will stop them a lot faster. So every time we make a video talking about them or trying to, I am not doing another Passport Bro video where they're telling them about the dangers that's there. I'm going to do them like when I was growing up. Now, to when I was growing up, a black man with a white woman, that you felt sorry for him. That means that he couldn't get any black woman, so he had to settle for a white woman. So he felt sorry on, he kept it pushing. You don't feel sorry for him. You get in bed with him or to be his woman. You just, okay, there's something wrong with him. He couldn't get any black woman. And all he got is his white woman. Leave him alone to his white woman and keep it moving.
But that well is starting to dry up too, because now white women are coming out making videos talking about they don't want to be, that girl. You know what I'm saying? And that black men are a disgrace for what they're doing to their women. Everybody's starting to make fucking videos about guys, these dudes. Passport Bros are famous for all of the wrong reasons. And so they're willing to go on some death-defying excursion to chase prostitutes rather than trying to correct themselves and fix themselves so that women will be attracted to them. They want to take all of their garbage overseas, like they don't have garbage cans over there. You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
if you want to blame these man groups, okay, which I believe all have homosexual tendencies, all of these man groups, those Moors over there, they're a bunch of homos too. There's a bunch of homos in the conscious community. Don't get me started on Shaka Amos. Okay? Jabari and all of them femme dudes. Okay? There's homosexual tendencies and things going on in the manosphere. There's homosexual tendencies and stuff going on in all of the pills. Red pill, blue pill, black pill, whatever the pill you want. There's even some lesbianism going on in the pink pill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, right. And then the SYSBM. Men going their own way. Right, so they can go somewhere and poke each other in the dunker. That's what they're doing. They think that what Kevin Samuels said is going to be true. Right? That black men can get along without women. That's the biggest lie ever told.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because yeah, black men need women
And you know
more.
what? I'm sorry, but another thing. Why are
Mhm.
people running around here talking about him like he did something? Like he was the second coming of Malcolm X or something.
They're trying to martyr him.
Guy was a bum, yo. He was a bum. And down to his very core, he was immature.
Mhm.
Okay? Yeah, he was articulate. He was immature,
Okay.
which
Listen.
appealed to a lot of you dudes. Hey, but they going around talking about him like he was the second coming of Malcolm X or Dr. King. Like, yeah, man, y'all need to cut that out. That's embarrassing to compare him to people like Malcolm X and Dr. King. You got to be, first of all, Malcolm X and Dr. King, they weren't cowards. Okay?
Hmm.
They were fearless.
And if they feared, they
Okay?
still kept going. They didn't let fear stop them.
Right. Kevin Samuels is a punk. All of them dudes over there are punks. You know? There's no comparison between him and Malcolm X and Dr. King. Like I said, King and X were fearless. King marched down the street and got hit with rocks, high pressure water hose, the whole nine, and kept going. You see Kevin Samuels doing something like that? No. Go ahead. I'm sorry there.
Okay. All right. So, okay. Shucks, I lost my train of thought. Demetrius threw me off with that political homosexuality and lesbianism.
What is it? What did he say?
uh, Political homosexuality is a real thing.
Oh yeah. How you think Brittany Grimes got home?
Mhm.
I think she got home.
Okay. So yes,
I think Brittany Griner got home.
yeah, yeah, okay, all right. I see that. I see that they use their political power, uh, for that, and their agenda. Um, but okay. So we can agree. We gotta
You mind if I say something real quick?
okay.
Okay, let me tell y'all something, right? These dudes are complaining about child support, talking about they don't want to have a kid if they get the girl pregnant. I'm not even sure the men today are worth being in a relationship with because they don't want to take care of their kids. These kids are fucking animals now. Have y'all seen what the hell is going on out here in the street with these kids? They freaking animals. They're freaking animals, man. They have no sense of discipline or respect for authority or respect for anything for that matter. You know how that happens? No fathers. No fathers. No fathers to guide them. You know? And so you have the black woman now holding down 2, 3 jobs to keep a roof over her child's head. The woman that won that $88 million, right? Do you know what? Before she won that, she was taking care of 5 kids by herself. And how many jobs she had? Dang, 2 or 3. She had 3 jobs,
Um,
right?
she had about five. You know,
She had
one
five
one
jobs.
full time and four part time.
She had 5 jobs, taking care of 5 kids by herself, and wasn't even complaining.
No.
And the dude that she was giving the money to, he wouldn't do shit for his kid. Even when she gave him money, he still wouldn't do nothing for the kids.
No, he's too busy being stupid, messing with guns and drugs. And the woman's giving you money so you can do some kind of business. He kept talking to her about dealing with cars and classic cars and some kind of stuff with the with cars. Basically, a car. Repair, modeling, something like that business.
And he said Kevin Samuels is going to be honored with a statue. You can complain all you want. Wow, really? Who's doing that? Where's that going to be? I want to see that. Let me know when that's going to happen, yo.
Who's going to raise the money for the statue? Who's going to pay the artists to create this statue? What artists are y'all going with? Right.
Right. These kids are out of their minds. Okay. And then on top of that, you got the girls are learning how to be vicious, hateful, and murderous from the black men she encountered in her neighborhood. Remember I told y'all the other day, name, that the black man is the one that taught the black woman how to kill and how to kill people that look just like her. Yeah. And where you think the black women get that from? This is when I throw this back up in these guys' faces, right? We're talking about, the black woman is this. She's aggressive. Well, you made her that way. When she comes outside and looks around her neighborhood, who does she see shooting guns, killing black people and all that in her neighborhood? You see you doing it. You're the black man doing it. I got a show coming up, y'all, that you don't want to miss. I'm going to break all of this down and put it in a real serious perspective about how the black woman got the way she got, how she ended up the way she is. It all came from the black man.
Yep.
And then for it.
Yes, you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, but you don't hold black women accountable for nothing. Exactly. Because she's not the leader. She's following you. And then they try to be, well, you treat black women like children. I do? When did I do that? Is there any merit to that name? Do I treat black women like children?
No, you don't treat black women like children. That's them trying to run away from their accountability.
They mad because I'm not going to sit up here and blame the black woman for something she had nothing to do with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to blame the black woman for the black man's failures.
Mm-hmm.
To me, telling me that I'm treating women like children, I don't hold them accountable, to me it's just a cop-out for you to continue to be irresponsible. Because you're a bum and you want nothing to do with building your community or protecting it or raising your kids.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. We can't live in Remy's right. We can't live in the neighborhoods where black men are not making them neighborhoods safe and letting the madness go through. So because you can't raise your kids in them neighborhoods um because they'll start influencing your kids, or your kids will be in danger from it. But
Let me say this too.
mhm.
I'm gonna interrupt. Let me say this too, right? Women are should be like I said. I think these pygmies, these women that y'all call pygmies,
Mhm.
they're not making anything better. Okay, they are lowering their standards. It's a shame. It's a shame they're not making these men do better by raising their standards.
Mhm. Mhm.
So I do have an issue, not disrespectful, but I do have an issue with the so-called pygmies. I don't know what else to call them. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. That's what they call them, pygmies, right? Dan?
Yeah.
Right. I've been checking them out. They have lowered their standards. It's a shame that they're not making these men be better men.
Mhm.
Do not lower your standards.
Yeah.
Hmm?
And the interesting part about it is they lower their standards to get these men, and these men are still not picking them. Uh, and
Yeah,
since
it's the
they
first time
are,
I encountered. Yes, it's the first time I encountered them, and I was like, "Wow, this is bad. That's pretty bad right there, man." And what is it? What we are leaving you with Tyrone? What the fuck is he talking about?
oh, he's talking about Erica Badu's song Tyrone. Look, y'all need to understand that song better. She's not talking about Tyrone. She's telling the guy she's talking about to call his friend Tyrone to come and get him and his stuff. She ain't talking about Tyrone. Tyrone is her soon to be ex-man friend.
I agree with you, Remy. I agree because I keep telling like women, if you raise your standards, these men will have to come correct, or they ain't gonna have no woman. Now, no real man wants to be without a woman, a black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my wife had standards. I had to shit, man. You know what I had to go through? Check this out. Not only did I have to get past my wife's standards, I had to get past her parents' standards. I come from the era where you had to go home and meet the parents, and they interviewed you to see if you was worthy of being with their daughter. I had to go through that to get married. I had to make her mother believe in me. I had to make her father believe in me to get their daughter's hand in marriage. I had to go through that. As far as I'm concerned, that needs to come back.
Well, you see, that's going to be kind of hard nowadays. There are a couple of generations of women who didn't grow up with their father in their lives at all.
Now wait a minute. Who are the mammies? I saw the pygmies, but who are the mammies? What's the mammies, name? What is that supposed to be?
Okay. Okay. I'm a little. Okay, ladies, feel free to correct me on this, but I think their definition of it now is a black woman who tears down another black woman to defend a black man.
That's bad. Who's doing that?
Um,
That's bad. That's like wow. That's bad. If that's going on, that's bad. And you know what? That's the male.
wait a minute. Auntie corrected me. And she said, no, the women that make excuses for their violent behavior. Oh, okay. These are the women that make excuses for black men's violent behavior.
Wow,
Uh,
that's crazy.
mhm.
That's crazy. That's worse than a coon. That's
Yep.
downright dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. They need to start coming over here. We need to start talking to you. Say, hey, ladies, y'all. No, you're doing it the wrong way.
Okay.
You are. What's that?
Oh, Auntie was saying the description I gave of a man is actually the description of a pygmy.
Listen, the man should understand, right? Both psychologically and emotionally, that the woman is the prize. Okay, and he has to sell himself. And the reason why the man it has so much that he has to overcome because he is taking the woman away from her family where she was taken care of. He's taking her away from her father. He's taken her away from her mother, who has always provided for her and gave her, shelter.
Mm-hmm.
So now, as a man, you have that responsibility. You have to provide for her. You have to protect her. You understand? That's why marriage is not for weak men. I'm gonna do a show on that. Marriage isn't for the mentally and emotionally weak men. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Only a strong man is worthy of being married. Okay? It takes a tremendous amount of strength to provide, right? Love, take care of, and protect women and children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? A weak man won't stand a chance. And then, do we have to give some examples of a weak men? We could look right what? Look at Ramil and Brian Palmer.
Uh,
Huh?
yeah, yeah.
Hmm?
Let me see. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, but they ain't the types you want to marry anyhow.
Well, Black Republican, you are the resident troll. We don't mind you trolling. You know, sometimes you get on the girls' nerves in here and they're going to pop you in your head. Okay?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
do, be,
man.
you do be
Take it.
saying you do be saying idiotic shit though, Black Republican. You got to admit that. Know what I
Yeah,
mean?
you are in a black woman space. You
Hmm.
do know that, right?
We cool with you trolling. As long as we keep it respectful. So
Mm-hmm.
we're not tripping on your trolling, but you
Right.
do be getting on the women's nerves in here, though. I guess that's why she's smacking you around. But anyway, go ahead, Dan.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot. All right. So, okay. I guess I was trying to think of weak men, but usually those are the ones that are complaining about child support, that are complaining about submission. They
Uh,
demand submission, but they're not meeting their end of the submission end. They're
Let me tell
not.
you something.
Mhm.
Demetrius, right? Society can't do it. We have to. The men who have the knowledge. It's our responsibility. We have to take control and rear these men in and teach them. That's why I have my gen culture. My gen culture is all about teaching these brothers how to get themselves together. It's our responsibility as black men, okay, to right the ship. It's not society's problem. It's our problem. Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, they just better hope a war don't pop out because there's nothing. The way they reversing a lot of these laws, there's nothing to say the country can't reinstate the draft. That'd be one way the country would get rid of a surplus of single men.
Well, I don't even know if those numbers are even accurate or correct because I always say, how can you actually accurately tell me something about society when there's a baby born every 2 or 3 minutes? And then there's somebody dying every 4 or 5 minutes. Life and death on this planet is swift. You know, it's really, I think it's impossible to be accurate. Okay. But I do think that as black men, it is our responsibility, right, to straighten out these, these animals. Because that's what they're going to turn into without any guidance or leadership from a male.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's across the board nowadays.
You have you have some that make it because their mother was smart and got them involved in sports, and they ended up, becoming good enough to go to the NFL or the NBA. But a lot of mothers, they're not that lucky. They need help from the father.
Not to mention, it's supposed to be a two-parent job in the first place.
The stat thing to me is really irrelevant, and I don't trust stats because, for one, you don't know the sample size, you don't know the geographical location where they took these surveys from, you don't know what age range. You don't just put 30% out there and say, okay, that's what it is. What's the sample size? What's the age range? Hey, then what was that we found out that they was adding 15-year-old boys?
That was let me see. That was
something about the black man take care of his.
I think that was single baby fathers or something like that.
Something like that, or don't. Oh yeah, most black men don't have kids or something like that.
Yeah.
Yo, they was counting 15-year-olds as adult men. Most 15-year-olds don't have kids. So that whole status messed up. So like I said, you got to, unless you know the sample size, okay, I can't take it seriously. And what location were they at doing all of this? And what is the age? The age range is extremely important.
Yeah.
If you're telling me a 15-year-old is single, well, most 15-year-olds are single. They're in high school. Like I said, what is the age range? Go ahead, Dan.
Yeah, remember, if you don't pay child support, stop having sex. Or better yet, get a vasectomy. Although that might not stop with the STDs.
You know what I want to ask? I want to ask any black man, why don't you want to take care of your child? What is in your mind that makes you hate what came out of your body and your woman's body? That child is the creation of both of you. What's making you hate that child so much you don't want to take care of? Why aren't your fatherly instincts kicking in? I want to know. I want to ask that question. Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a show coming on that. Why black men? Why you don't want to take care of your kids? It's time we ask the question. It's time we got into a drag out fight about it. We need to get to the truth. Why don't you want to take care of your kids? What is the problem?
They can't afford to take care of their kids. They divorce themselves from their seed. That's they so not used to being responsible for themselves. They are not. They don't. They don't hold themselves accountable. Responsibility for their own body. They they don't protect themselves from being a father too soon or from STDs. Um, they don't protect themselves health wise. They don't get themselves checked out.
Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather.
You figure as much as they want to have sex, do have sex, that they will want to protect their sexual health, at least get themselves checked to make sure they didn't catch anything. But no, they want to wait till something is burning when they go pee before they go get checked out. I bet they're not even giving themselves an exam to make sure everything, nothing is there that's not supposed to be there.
Again, Black Republican stats, these numbers are skewed. You said 30% of men in this country are black men or men, period. Okay? Because if it's black men, that stat is inaccurate. You guys make a stepdad a terrible thing. A stepdad, that's an honorable position to be in. I grew up as stepdads were respected.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
It's another able black man that's stepping in to save a child.
Mm-hmm.
Why do y'all frown on that? Why are you mad at the black men who care about their women and children? Why are you upset about that?
I think they feel like it, correct me. I think that they feel like it's giving women hope, and they don't want women to have hope. They don't, because they want women to lower their standard. They have hope that there are good men out there who will love their kids and be fathers to their kids.
Shout out to Deacon Dave. Shout out to Deacon Dave. Yeah, I'm gonna do a gangster talk on it, and I'm gonna ask that question. I hope dudes show up. I want dudes to show up and show out. Come on that panel and say, look, I don't want to take care of my kids because we need to find out why black men don't want to take care of their kids. What is at the core of that? What's causing that line of thinking? We got to get to the bottom of that. Yeah, Dave.
Okay. So, as for us women keeping ourselves accountable, we should not let ourselves get stressed about what these men are saying on social media about us as a whole. We know they're wrong. We shouldn't even be responding to their chats and their panels and stuff like that. We just should take care of ourselves, take care of our kids, do what we gotta do, and stop worrying about and thinking about what they're doing and saying, because we can't change anything. Um, they gonna find all kind of stuff to get hype about. Like for instance, they got hyped about Sierra's independent woman.
See, Black Republican, what makes you say that?
Mhm.
Why are you saying that a stepdad is a cleanup man?
That's not even really the true term of a cleanup man.
What about men who enjoy raising kids? Do you know that there's a lot of men out there, black men, that enjoy raising kids, especially young boys? Do you know that there's a lot of honorable black men out there, right, who don't have a problem taking care of kids that aren't theirs? They got that village mentality, which is something that we need to restore. So, what's the problem? My thing is, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. But why are you trying to shit on somebody else who don't have a problem doing it? If you okay, let's just say the 30% stepdad thing is true, right? Why don't you go and ask some of them how they feel about raising a kid that ain't theirs? You'd be surprised at the answer. Was Shaq father? Still, Phil was on Shaq's stepfather. That's why Shaq made that song, Phil is my father because my biological didn't bother. Phil was his stepdad. Okay, so I don't understand why y'all shitting on stepdads. Why y'all bothering them?
Yeah. What does it matter to you what another man does? Why you cock blocking? But the cleanup man is that definition, and Obsidian should know better. That definition don't fit. Well, it could, I guess, because a cleanup man um, um, is a man that satisfy a woman sexually.
Well, first of all, Black Republican, Obsidian can't get a woman. Okay, Obsidian is a fucked up dude. Okay, and well, no, we're not Africans, bro. We are Americans, Black Americans. I wasn't born in Africa. I'm not going back to somewhere I wasn't born. I was born here in this country. That makes me an American, a Black American. Now I understand that's a lot of y'all hate that, but that's what we are. I'm not running from who I am. Okay, this is my country. I was born here. I was raised in an American culture, an American Black culture. Why would I go somewhere else when I'm already home? Now I understand that some of y'all don't want to be black. I get it. Some of y'all are afraid to be black, but I'm not. Okay? I'm not trying to shit on Africans because my ancestors were African, but I am not African. I am a Black American or an American Negro, whichever you want to slice it. I am not an African. Okay, then. I was not raised in African culture.
Okay. Okay, Deacon, you say you don't understand why women don't stay with their child father and have a problem when guys don't want to father another man, a black man, another man's kids. Make it make sense. Who says they don't want to stay with their child's father? They do. They do want to stay with the child father. It's the child's father that don't want to stay. Let's see. Okay. All right. Um.
Okay, but black Republican, what if the black woman, right, picked you, right, because you sold her on who you was, right? Now you know you ain't no good for her, right? But you telling her you are, and you got enough game to make her believe that you're a good dude when you know you're not, right? You know you're a wolf in sheep's clothing, but you making her believe. Is it wrong for her to believe you? Is that wrong? Or is it wrong for you to lie to her? Who's wrong here, right? Tell me who's wrong. She's interested in you because you're telling her that you the man, that she can trust you, right? But you're really a wolf in sheep's clothing. So who's lying? Her or you? If you're lying, right, then that means you are going to deceive her, right? Stab her in the back at some point. Right? So if she believes you and falls in love with you, and then the wolf come out, should she have chose better? Are you going to tell her that? Yo, you should have chose better? Or are you going to look at it this way? At the time when she was interacting with you, she thought you was the right choice. Because you made her believe that you were the right choice. So as far as she was concerned, when she chose you, she did choose better.
Okay. I don't know whether to believe you're not black problem that you don't lie to women, but quite a few black men do. Before you start jumping up on the black woman, you need to find out was she lied to. Not every black man say, "Hey, I just want to have sex with you.
Okay, wait a minute.
I don't want no kids. Nothing."
First of all, Deacon, right? Who said that a black man has to father somebody else's child? I don't see any black women out here with any pick a star and say, "Hey, single black men, you got to father our children." Where they saying that at?
Mm-hmm.
And who's making them father children? That ain't theirs. Ain't nobody doing that. You know what it is, man? Y'all put a lot of stuff in black women's mouths. Y'all say that black women say a lot of things that they don't say. Okay? I don't see or hear any black women running around here with signs talking about single black men, you have to father our children. Children that you didn't make. Where are they doing that at? Where y'all see this at? Because I hear all of these things that y'all say, right? But I'm confused. Where are you hearing it from? Where are you seeing it? I can't seem to find any of this stuff. I've never heard, since I've been living, heard a black woman say to a black man who's single and not her man, "Listen, you're going to have to father my kids." I ain't never heard that. Where y'all hearing that at? Have you ever heard that name?
No.
Where they hearing this at?
In their mind. They hearing that when she said, "I'm pregnant." And that's when they hearing you need to father my kids. Yeah. They don't hear "I'm pregnant." They hear "you need to father my kids."
Wait a minute. Mothers. But see, you know what it is? You see, the problem is you guys are immature, right? You talk too much about things you don't know anything about. You talk about grown topics when you're too immature to understand what you're talking about. The first thing I look at you, you say, well, in the '90s, men who did not want to be stepdads. See, you messed up right then and there. Nobody's forcing a black man to be a stepdad. What are you talking about? Where is this shit coming from?
See, it's the selective hearing.
Right, nobody's forcing the black man to do shit.
Yeah,
Well, he ain't doing. Well, he ain't doing nothing anyway.
He's hearing what he wanted. You said that stepfathers are honorable. Is an honorable position to be a stepfather.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's saying that you telling him he's supposed to be a stepfather. He should be a stepfather. Nah, he's saying, why are you downing the men who don't mind being stepfathers? It's okay with being a stepfather.
Men who see that there's issue out here with fatherless children and they're trying to help. Why don't you help rather than point fingers at people? Black Republican, when are you going to help? Instead of doubting people who are trying to help. I mean, what you even sound like here? You said, well, in the '90s, men who did not want to stepdads or be stepdads were shamed for sleeping with single mothers. So now we shame kids. What the F are you talking about, dude? Who was doing all of this shaming? You said in the '90s? What the hell is going on here? I ain't never heard or seen any of that. I went through the '90s too.
Wait a minute. You know something you said about the '90s?
Wait a minute. So are you saying when a stepdad gets with a single mother, y'all get together and say, yo, man, a single dad just got with a single black woman, a single black mother.
Okay.
And so what do y'all do? When y'all see them together, you go, you're a cleanup man. You're a cleanup man. Is that what y'all doing?
No. He's talking about the confusing, getting crazy. Okay. Okay. If a guy don't want to be a stepdad, he shouldn't be messing with single mothers. He's being stepped to by other men or the woman's almost adult or teenage child that's seeing this. More likely he's being stepped to by another man who knows that you don't want to be a stepdad, but by you sleeping with a single mother, you know she's a single mother, you're signing up to be stepdad, so you get close to the woman and child, and then all of a sudden you pull it away saying you don't want to be a stepdad. You yanking her chain. If you don't want to be a stepdad, don't step to single.
Yeah, I look at it this way, right?
Single mothers.
Right. If you don't want to be a stepdad, if you ain't down, you shouldn't date no single black mother. Because as a man, you should be responsible. If there's a child in the house and you're a man and you love the mother, right, then you should step into the role. If you can't step into the role, then you don't deserve to be with that mother. You need to leave her alone. And then what is this shit about? What is he talking about?
We're talking about the movies.
Wait. Kevin Samuels said, go back to your baby daddy, or whatever it is. Kevin Samuels is dead, dude. All right?
I don't know who got his avatar that you've been listening to, but he passed away.
Man, Kevin Samuels is dead. Kevin Samuels didn't know what the fuck he was talking about when he was alive. Okay? Y'all are so messed up in the mind. Your thinking is so deranged, right? That you would jump on any boat that says you can go out and hump with impunity. Because that's all you guys want to do. Do you know what that is? Do you know what kind of mentality that is? That is a dog mentality. You guys are dogs. A dog runs around and hump. everything that he sees, every female dog, pissing off fire hydrants. Y'all have a dog mentality. All you want to do is hump. Pump and dump. That's a dog mentality. Okay? You guys are dogs. Okay, then.
Yeah. And if you're talking about, let's see, most women who want casual sex are single mothers. They're the ones in the clubs too. Okay, she don't tell you those like that. They don't tell you about their kids. They don't tell you about their kids. When they do, that means you've been with them enough. They starting to get involved. So before they introduce you to their kids, they tell you about their kids. And if you say, I'm not trying to be a stepdad, you be honest, I'm not trying to be a stepdad, then yes, they're going to disappear because they're not going to waste any more time with you, stuff like that, because they get close to you.
I'm sorry, Dan, but we're going to have to, because this is getting good. Okay, so Black Republican, you said she is supposed to get her men and her family to vet whatever men they want to date. Really? How about you not be a piece of shit? How about that? How about you not lying to her when you meet her? How about you being a decent man? What's wrong with that? Because if you was a decent man, she wouldn't have to do that. If you weren't a piece of shit, she wouldn't have to do that. So it's always talking about her. What about you? When are you going to stop being a piece of shit? Forget about all that, what you're talking about her. How about you not be a piece of shit? How about that? Yeah, Dan.
All right. All right. Yeah, there's always that possibility. But I'm letting you know, if she tells you that she has a kid. Mm-hmm.
Hold on. You said that I said that you was honored to be. No, that's not what I said. I said a stepdad is an honorable position. I said nothing about no damn cleanup man. Okay?
Okay, Black Republican. Yeah, that's good that you don't lie to women, and you can't control what another man do. But when we were talking about stepdad, you asked, why we're trying to force black men to be stepdads. No, we're not. We were telling you that we saying stepdad is honorable. Why are you trying to deter men who don't have an issue with being a stepdad from being a stepdad?
Right.
Calling them
and Black Republican. And Black Republican. What's wrong with her thinking that you were the right choice? See, this is what you guys don't think about, right? When you meet a woman, right? You put your best self on or whatever, and you charm her and you get her to believe in you. You know all along that inside you are a wolf. You ain't shit. But you're not being honest with her about it. Now, you done duped this woman. She done fell in love with you, thinking she made the right choice. So when you stab her in the back, what does that make you? See, I don't understand why y'all think y'all can float around here with no blame. You know what I mean? And again, why y'all hating on stepdads?
Yeah, why you keep calling him the cleanup man? That's not exactly what that definition means. But but yeah, that means you're trying to dog them out. You're trying to insult them for the choices that they made. Okay, all right. Yeah, you're trying to insult them from the for the choices that they made. You are essentially cock blocking. They have no issue with being a stepdad. They see a woman that they like who happen to have kids. They don't have an issue with her kids. Don't have an issue with her, and they want her in their life. And here you come along calling them simp because they chose that woman, or calling them cleanup men because they chose that woman. Okay, well maybe it's not you personally. Maybe it's the group that you hang out with. Maybe it's the manosphere, the sissy bims, the red pillars. Uh, y'all having fun making fun. Okay, all right, you back, Max?
Huh?
All right,
What's, huh?
okay,
Hold on, let me go back on mute for a minute.
okay. Let's see. It seems that even across our races, stepdads aren't respected, at least in the U.S. Um, it seems to be, but that's because of these social media groups, the Manosphere, Red Pills, across the spectrum. Um, it's just been because women do try to find, mentors for their son and stuff like that. And sometimes that's how a stepfather is found because she's she's sent her son to a mentoring program, or he's in activities to keep him occupied with her men there in the church, in after school programs, the sports, football, whatever is available in her community, the Boys and Girls Club. And she see a guy who's a big brother, big sister, see a man who's mentoring her son, and seeing a man being uh, doing father like behavior is very attractive to a woman, especially after she had kids. You know, now if he ain't interested, he ain't interested. But sometimes it's because he sees her all the time because she's there bringing her son, she's there picking up her son, she's asking him for advice, or she's trying to understand what's going on with her son. Because there's some things to her that seems not right, and it could be right, and he's probably giving her advice on how to deal with it. Maybe he has too much energy, have him do this, have him do that, or it's no, that's normal behavior. It's okay. I'll talk with him, and your son is okay. There's nothing wrong with him. Or she's trying to handle how to have the sex talk with her son.
Okay, I'm back.
Mm-hmm.
See, you know what? I would love to have a discussion with Deacon Dave, Demetrius, Black Republican. When I do a gangster talk, y'all come on up and us four black men try to work it out. Talk about it. You know what I'm saying? It's time we start talking about it to each other and try to get this thing figured out. I'm going to tell you what I see so far. Too many of you Negroes are effeminate. That's one. You gossip like a girl. Y'all weak, right? And you keep, disrespecting or putting down men who are helping black women or single black mothers and doing their part as men, trying to raise some of these boys out here so we can have less animals on the street. That's a problem. You know, I'm ready to put it on the line with you guys and challenge your way of thinking. You know,
Um,
why are you looking at the stepdad? Why do you even have any feelings at all about what the stepdad is doing? That I don't even understand.
mm,
What do you care about what another man's doing? See, that's girl stuff right there. Is that what you call being nosy, name?
mm, yeah,
Huh?
yes. But
Why are you being nosy in another man's? Yeah, go ahead.
you might need to see this from Dimitri. He said, "I don't actually take issue with becoming a stepdad. It's my family that would have the issue. My dad would punch me in my stomach. I didn't bust my tail for you to take care of a kid that ain't yours."
And the reason why you do that because you're young enough to have your own. You're young enough and strong enough to have your own family. I would be upset too. You were my son. Okay. I'm not mad at the fact that you are a stepdad. I'm mad at the fact that you chose to be one rather than to be a father that I built you to be. Why aren't you having your own kids? Yeah, I agree with your pops. I would be doing the same thing. Why aren't you having your own children? I understand you helping somebody out being a stepfather. I got that, but why aren't you having your own children? Okay. Yeah, I agree with your stepdad. I would be upset too. I mean, I agree with your father. I would be upset about that too. Okay.
Okay, let's see. Somebody
Wait
popped
a
in
minute.
called the
Wait a minute.
I.
Wait a minute. Who?
Somebody popped in called himself the man. His name is Man Media Network. Does anybody recognize who that is?
No, because we getting porn bombed and stuff. I don't see him in the chat.
Mm. Demetri says he's 22. Let me see. When he was 17. Let's see. Oh yeah, here it is. I remember when I was 17, I was trying to talk to a single mother. My parents hated that crap.
Right, because you young. You see, Demetrius, your parents' reaction is normal. They're,
Okay.
they're not. Hold on. Let me finish. They're not hating on the single mother. They want to know why you looking that way. You're young and strong enough to have your own family. That's what's getting them. Okay, I agree with your parents. Like, dude, why are you talking to a single mother? Go, go raise your own family. Be a father to your own children. I'm not saying you can't help children along the way, but be a father to your own children. Yeah? Now, who is that name? You said what, man? Who?
Man show. He says, "I'm here. I'm a real person." And I was like, "Are you a porn bomber?" And he says, "No." Oh no, he's not a porn bomber. But his authentic cation is man's media network.
Okay, you know what? It's me. I'm sorry, y'all. This is ladies' night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me get off of here because y'all gonna think that men are supposed to be up here, and we don't.
Mm-hmm.
The link is not for men. So let me get off here, things. I'm giving them the wrong impression.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, y'all.
All right. Yeah. The man. It is ladies' night. Max is the host of the channel. He comes in every now and then to give us the male perspective, or when we have a question. Um, okay, understand. Um, We can come another time when we have a gangster talk or gent culture or Damon the Black Knight, but not necessarily the night. Okay, let's see what the ladies are saying. I see why I really hate people. Look, we have a right to live how we want. If you don't want to play stepdad to another man's kid, kudos to you. But please stop having sex with single mothers. His dad doesn't want to be a babysitter for some other man's child, or even if Demetria was his own, neither would my family. Yeah, Demetrius is young, so yeah, when he's young like that, yeah, 17, 22, yeah, they're gonna feel strongly about that. Um, Nobody wants to play stepdad, but they want to play the creepy man who comes around to get in a mother's bed every once in a while. No integrity having behind the people. I'm about to ask if dudes could come up. Thanks. Jim, no, gent culture, Gent, gentleman's culture. But we just shut it down to gent all together. Capital Gent, capital Culture. Being a stepdad is not approved by uh, Metal, Red Pill, Passport Bros, or Manosphere. Yeah, we know that. Okay, so yeah, Dimitri, I kind of understand because you're young. Some of them don't even want you to be a father at that young age, 17, 22, let alone stepdad. So, um, yeah, yeah. So I'm not surprised they react that way. They think you too young to be a father, let alone a stepfather. Yeah. And because you're so young, you can more easily get attached to the children if the relationship don't work out. You, the children, and the woman's gonna be brokenhearted. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. So I'm not too surprised. But let you get older. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You get older. After a certain point, they're gonna be like, "When you gonna get married? When you have kids?" And then after a certain point, they'll be to the level of I remember with, with my older cousin. He didn't get married till it was about 40. Um, he just hadn't found the right one. We went through the stages of, we knew he was dating. Eventually, certain elders in the family was like, "Hey, when you gonna get married?" They'd be like, "Don't you want some kids?" It's about maturity and where you are at financially. A 17-year-old kid not at the money level to provide financially, so he has to provide in other ways, which is why you hear babysitting things and jokes and stuff like that. 20-year-olds the same way. Why would you do it at 30, 40, 50 unless been a father you have been a father? Single mothers should get with single fathers. uh yeah, if there was more single fathers out there, think about it. Since you're such a fan of stats, what are the percentages of single fathers? And we're talking about those that actually take care of their kids. They're not having a family member taking care of the kids. The 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 kid's mother is not taking care of the kids. When the kids are with them, they are taking care of the kids. Co-parenting, yeah, yeah, at the but sometimes I get the a lot of these men that they're not co-parenting. They're kind of like babysitting their kids on the weekend. And then they quick to bring the kids back, or they rely heavily on their female family members, and they just there to have fun with the kids and do this and that. But the ones that are real single fathers, there are a few. Hmm. Yeah. So it goes back to the same thing. There's not an overwhelming amount of single fathers. Deadbeat dads are not single fathers. And I'm not talking about those that just put out the money. No, that means they there for their child, uh, not just financially, but spiritually, physically. They involve in with their children's lives. So yes, you mean why does it? That's why 30s, 40s, and 50s. Yes, because of the mature, supposedly the maturity level, and the financial means to take care of family. When you in your teens and your 20s, you're still young. You still trying to grow financially. You're trying to get the skills. You're trying to get the raises. You're trying to get the money, and all that other stuff. You're supposed to in your 20s supposed to be concentrating on getting the skills, the knowledge, the money, the bonuses, the raises, uh whether have a plan, or whether you save enough to have your own business so you can be your own boss and stuff like that, or you saving up money so you have your own home, your own transportation and stuff like that. You're not renting, are you buying property, stuff like that. You saving for retirement, got all these going on. Let's see what's going on here. If you had a son who is their 30s, 40s, single without kids, would you want him coming back with a single mother if he had the choice of getting a woman who's single without kids? Hey, Mika, good to see you. Oh, okay. You was 17 and she was 22 at the time? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, she fell in love, got involved with a guy, and hey, she made some mistakes, and she learned from them, and she's trying to take care of her kids and not make the mistakes again, and learn from it and be better. She's concentrating on being a mother, and part of that is okay. You chose wrongly, and the man you thought would love you and be a good father, and you let your guard down, and you end up getting pregnant, or and you had trusted that he was going to be there regardless. Yeah, but he wasn't. Hmm. Well, I know with my cousin that with my cousin, the one that got married in his party, when he was dating a single mom, his mom didn't have an issue with it, but then her thing was that he's a grown man, and she loved children regardless. Yeah, so you know, she loved that woman's children too, but but after the first time, he just didn't let his mother get close to the children because she become attached to children. It's hard to believe because she seemed like rough when you see her, but she has a soft spot for children. Everybody's children. I remember she was my favorite aunt. That's how you can tell you grown because she curses you out. Actually, I don't know if she saw me as grown. I think I was her favorite because I didn't get cursed out by her. Well, she cursed at me, but she didn't curse me out. But then again, she knows that ain't gonna work. Let's see. Dang, when I had my son, he won't ever come back with no single mother. Oh, that you know about. He just probably ain't gonna tell you. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Back on topic. What are women accountable for, and give examples? Women are accountable for. Okay. Accountable for. Oh, okay. This is what I believe women should be held accountable for. Don't shack up. Um, I have to say, don't, um, don't. I personally think if you're gonna have sex with a guy, you don't let him. He's not your husband. Don't let him come into you. I honestly think you should, not bother having sex, but I know that's not reasonable. We're all adults, we're grown, we enjoy sex, but I think we should be careful. You know, don't let no man come in raw in you unless y'all married and y'all planning on having kids. Shoots. Um, and shoots. Even married couples wear condoms because birth control by itself ain't effective, and they're not ready to have kids yet. And you don't want to have unprotected sex, not just because of pregnancy, but because of STD. You don't know where these men been, and so yeah. And any man that's be talking to you about, I want you to have my kids, run, run. Okay, yeah, okay, that's me. No, no, no. I don't know why there are some men out there that be like, oh, you'd be a great mother. I want you to have my kids. You would never take my kids away from me. I love you and stuff like that. I want a kid with you. They tell you this. And then once you have the kid, I've seen it happen with a couple of friends of mine where I actually heard the guy say that. And I said, don't do it. You're not married to him. And stuff like that. We are just living together. You shouldn't even be living together. I don't know how she got into living with him. Him living with her. Yeah, he was living with her. It was her place. He came live with her. But I was in my 20s, so I was like, no, 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 too young to have kids. You don't know if he's gonna be there. He talked her into it. She stopped her birth control. They stopped wearing condoms. Lo and behold, she gets pregnant. Then he denies his kid, saying it ain't his kid. It's his kid. Yeah. So don't listen to that nonsense. Are you asking me if I had unprotected sex with women on their late 50s and early 60s? That's true. Women have told me this. Okay, you're gonna need to have to start putting commas, or you're gonna have to break it down a sentence at a time. Because sounds like you asking me if I had unprotected sex with women in the late 50s and early 60s. One, I don't have sex with women. Protected, unprotected. I don't have sex with women. 50s or 60s, regardless. Oh yeah, DNA test was definitely it was his. Shooks, he looks just like him. The child looks just like him. Even the man's mama brought the baby pictures, her son's baby picture, and and her grandson, because a DNA test said it's his. You know, looks exactly alike. I mean, exactly alike. You would not think they were two separate babies. Yeah, that was his mini me. Okay. So you figure with the DNA test that he would be satisfied. No, no. He refused to take care of his child. He refused to pay child support. The man willingly quit his job because his job, uh, once the child support order went through, they they would automatically take out out of his check to for child support. He quit his job, went to jail for a whole year in order to not to pay child support. A whole year. I was like, yeah, that is so no good. And he was the one that was begging her to have a child for. You would never think this man would turn out a perfect good job with benefits, insurance, all that. So he don't have to pay child support. Will spend a year in jail. So he didn't have to pay child support. That's how that's how no good this dude was. He seemed like a good guy. You know, he was not no Pookie, no Ray Ray. Um, on the surface, he was a good dude. Only reason why I was saying shouldn't have a baby for him because he was asking because they were not married. He proposed to her, but I never saw the engagement ring, so I felt like he was just proposing to her, you know, out of some kind of thought to hold her or stuff like that. Because other guys were trying to talk to her, and she was saying she had a man, and they weren't believing her because she didn't have no ring on her finger. Well, I don't see no ring on your finger. That's how no good you guys be. Women tell you they got a man, and you still coming on to her. But yeah. Okay. Another thing accountable for staying in a bad relationship too long. Once he hits you, talks down to you, tear you up verbally, it's a wrap. You should be gone out of there. You should not be taking abuse. Should not stay it. Don't listen to the excuses that it won't happen again, that it was a one-time thing. I was upset. I was stressed from the job. I was stressed for what's going on being a black man in America. Whatever the excuses is. I just got fired. I was drunk. Don't take the abuse. Okay. For and then there's the other thing. Then there's the women. They're not being verbally or physically abused, but he's being deceitful. He is cheating on her, staying with a cheating man. But then there's the other side of it, cheating financially. Okay, I had to. I didn't understand that till I had to see it in action. This guy had a gambling addiction, and he was hiding it from the woman. He was lying to her, you know. So he was basically cheating on her by lying that he was going gambling, or he was over his gambling, or go so far as to lie and say he'd been robbed when actually he gambled the money away. And that's a constant stress. And then there's the race to because they had a joint account, because they were engaged. They were supposed to be married, but they were they were splitting the bills. That 50-50 thing again. But I understand that nowadays it takes a two income family to pay bills, and that race to she's trying to accommodate it because the check is directly deposited, trying to hurry up, get that money out of the bank to go pay the rent and the utilities before he gambles it away. That's a stressor level. Whew, I'm surprised she stayed in as long as she did. The final straw was this was something very, very important to her. And he's supposed to have been getting therapy for that, and was supposed to go to nephew's graduation, her dead brother's oldest child's graduation, and they were going to be driving there. But it's a long distance for drive, so it needs like two drivers, to spot each other. It take almost a whole day. Yeah, almost a whole day to get there. And to not deal with traffic, we was leaving. Well, actually, we were supposed to be leaving at. Supposed to be leaving about 6 or 7 in the evening, but said there was but he kept calling saying there was an issue at work, and that was gonna be late and stuff like that. He wasn't answering his cell phone. When he did, she heard the ringing of the if anybody knows casinos, the noise that they make in the background, and that he needed a little bit more time. And she was fired up. She took off. Me and her ended up driving. At the time, I was a very inexperienced driver. Just got my driver's license. Drove only the minimum amount of hours, just the minimum amount of hours it requires to get a driver's license. And suddenly I was going to be crossing 3 states. But she was mad. Oh my goodness. Good thing she's a good driver. She was doing 100 miles an hour. We were lucky we didn't get pulled over, because where she was traveling, that area was known for the speed traps. It was known for the speed traps. And then they were doing construction in one of the major cities we had to pass through. High speed construction zones. That she was livid. I was scared. Not of her driver. Really enough, I wasn't scared of her driver. Although I was like, is that 100? Are we going 100? You need me to drive for a little while or something like that? No, I'm good. I got it. But the way she said it, it was like really pissed off, and I didn't want to be a target. I didn't question her about it. I just was laid back and looking, and just occasionally look at the speedometer, and every now and then when something was giving me a heart attack, I was stamping imaginary brakes. Okay, let me see what's going on here. Yeah, I know, but there's been many people saying that marry before you carry. But what happens is the woman in love and the man that loves her wants her to have his baby. Y'all engage. Y'all go. The logic is we're engaged. We're going to be married anyhow. I love him. Some people underestimate how quickly you can get pregnant. You know, she just stopped taking her birth control, and he stopped wearing the condom, and caught like that. Yeah, most people don't know you will get pregnant quicker once you're coming off of birth control, and there's a high chance you could have twins. Like the body's trying to make up for lost time. So, and I always wonder what was going through his head to make her ask her that. And that's why that scene from Baby Boy. Um, Let me see. When they flash back to when she's telling him about no, his mama is fussing at him. Stop telling these girls you love them, you want to have a baby and stuff like that. He was going through something. I think his brother got killed, and he was afraid that he was gonna die young like his brother, the way his brother did, and he wanted to leave something behind. That nonsense that he told two women that. So yes, okay. Don't That's another thing. Don't let love blind you to your common sense. I always think there's a possibility that he's not going to be there for you. hmm I know you're supposed to have trust um, for the man and stuff like that, but um, if he ain't proved that he can be trusted, if he ain't a man of his word, um, if he can't accept you saying no, you can say no, Um, he's Yeah, and he's putting the pressure on. If you love me, although usually this is usually to young women because you hear that more. If you love me, you would do this. Yeah, I remember saying, yeah, if you love me, you will wait. That either shut them down, or if they still not hearing it, then they ain't the one. And you gotta let them go. Yeah, don't let love blind you. Yeah. Um. Um. Look down the line and see if you could see this person for the rest of your life. Really, really take the time to get to know them. Don't be so quick to jump in the bed, especially when you feel like you're in love. No. You gotta get to know them and their family. Um, because you gotta know, because when that proposal happened, uh, can you see yourself married to them, and what would that marriage look like from what they have shown you of themselves? Now, if you can't see anything down the line, that means you don't know them. You don't know them well enough where you can see a possibility of what it's like to be married with them. I ain't saying it's gonna be 100%, but if you still and be quiet and listen, and you imagine it as they are, you can see how it's gonna go. What's wrong with another man's child? Y'all make it seem like an infection. Shaking my head, but y'all are right with women being with a man that has kids. That's another thing. The men that have kids, you gotta see how they are with their kids. Some of them have some baggage over that. You know, really listen to them when they talking about their kids or the mother of their kids. Mm-hmm. Some men do want to be involved with the kids, but they don't know how to do that. You know, and they let their emotions control them. They let themselves get angry and frustrated by what she's doing and saying and stuff like that. And they gotta control that. They gotta. I don't know why I'm talking about men with this. Okay, so let me get back to the women. Yeah, see how he is, because how he is with his kids and his ex, that could be how he's going to be with you. You know, if he hadn't worked out things where he can be civil with his ex, and 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 he let his anger and frustration get out of control, that he end up saying and doing things that keep him from his kids, he's gonna be the same way with you. You might not do exactly what his ex does, but you're gonna do something that's gonna set him off. He's gonna be angry. He's gonna be frustrated, um, and he's gonna react the same way. Other neighbors see my child, I'll be upset too. Yeah, but you gotta understand what is going on behind it. Um, in one of my ex case, it wasn't exactly his baby mama that was the problem. See, when he had kids, he was very, very young. In fact, he was a little younger than his baby mama, but they were still both was too young. So their first kids, um, they were very young. Shoes. In fact, all their kids, they were still too young. So I don't know how that happened, but her parents became the guardians of their kids. He was too young to pay child support as yet because he didn't have a job. Um, so so as he got older, the grandparents were an issue. He had a temper. He didn't hit people, but what it is, when he gets frustrated and mad, he just leaves. He would just leave. And that's not good, because the kids don't understand that. They don't care about you angry with their grandparents or their parent or whoever. All they know is that you're not there. And the grandparents, especially the grandfather, did not feel he was good enough for his daughter, did not feel he was good enough for his grandkids, you know, and because he was constantly going through this vicious cycle where he would get angry, he would leave, or he would get frustrated, or he'll stop paying his child support because his frustration of not being able to see his kids. He ended up going to jail, all that stuff. Anyway, uh, I talked with him about it. Nah, don't worry. Didn't I talked with him about it, and I tried to get him to see it from the grandfather's point of view, and then I just put it in the way he understood that that child is not going to understand why you're not there. I said, when you have those moments where it's just a short amount of time, you make the most of it while you can. and stuff like that. Um, and he eventually, he eventually uh developed a relationship with his children, and was able to prove to their grandfather that he was a good father. It's just, and that he had control of himself. He didn't let his anger and frustration control him, so they can trust him with the kids. um, without one of them being there. So, um, yeah. So yeah, even though our relationship didn't work, I was glad to see that he was able to work things out with his kids, and be more involved in his kids' life. Another man's child is a liability. Okay, okay, okay. Jordans are more important. What the heck? Wait a minute. What did I miss in here? Let me back that up. Last time I was reading, Mika was saying, okay, what's wrong with another man's child? Y'all make it like it's an infection. Uh, Shaking my head, but y'all are right with a woman being with a man that has kids. If I wasn't able to see my child, I'd be upset. Okay, okay. Mika, what asset does another man's child have to a single man without children? I don't have a kid, but I was speaking hypothetically. Yeah, are weird. Jordans are more important. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mika just came in. So yeah. All right. So let's see what else black women should be accountable for. Mm, let's see. Huh. Hmm. What the other things should black women um uh, but anyway, all that, a lot of stuff she already hold herself accountable for. Believe it or not, single mothers do hold themselves accountable for their children. They do hold themselves accountable for uh uh choosing the wrong man, falling in love with the wrong man, not seeing who he was before she ended up pregnant with a child, or before she lay down with him. Yes, yeah, and is upset that their children is going to grow up without a father because of their choices. Yes. Um, so they don't need you guys jumping up and down on them about that. They already do. They always do, especially when their child is hurting. When their child's hurting or asking about their dad and stuff like that. Or why they don't have a daddy, or why their daddy's not there. Yeah, they do get upset. You know, yeah. Um, um, I do think we need to be honest with our kids about how they came about. To whatever age level they are, that they can understand. Um, yeah, because some of the kids think their daddy wants to be with them, but some reason uh, they feel their mom is holding back something, and they feel that she's holding back the truth, which kind of true, but they don't want to tell their child, okay, me and your father were not trying to have you. Um, uh, we was just in it for the sex, condom bust, or we did it without a condom, or was relying on my birth control or whatever. And we end up having it. It's hard to tell a child that your father do not want you. If the closest thing we could do is maybe he wasn't ready to be a father, so he ran away. That's the I guess that's the closest you could say to it, because depending on the age, you can't say your child wanted you to be aborted. You can't tell your child, oh, your father didn't want you to exist. He wanted me to kill you before you were born. Because in some of these cases, somebody brought back a while back with the dude with the 7 kids, 7 baby mama. He paid for an abortion. These 7 women just didn't refuse to have an abortion. That is a hard thing for a woman. She can't just. That's another reason why y'all need to do y'all part and stop waiting on the woman for the woman to tell you put on a condom. But anyway, especially if y'all know you're not trying to have no kids. That don't make no sense to me. You're not trying to have no kids, but you're not trying to do everything to protect yourselves from having kids. Shoots. I got an uncle don't want to have kids. He research. He talked to he called and talked to my mom, found out about every birth control possible. What she didn't know, he looked up, because there's a lot of newer stuff that came out since then, like the one under the arm and stuff like that. He knew how effective. He found out what could make it ineffective, like antibiotics, alcohol. Depending on the woman, her own body, it makes it less effective after a while. Her body becomes immune to it. Yes, it has been cases like that has happened. He asked about the rhythm method, condoms, everything. Well, we always knew about condoms and stuff like that. But she told him the best way, and in every one of them, he always had to wear a condom. Good thing he's smarter than some of the other relatives I can think of. He always wore a condom. Yeah. He didn't wait for the woman to tell him. She didn't have that. So he had the condom on. Yeah. Some of those that wrap up, they be paranoid. They don't trust her. They don't trust her stuff. They don't let her put it on. They put it on. They don't even want her to touch his stuff because they suspect she's gonna pull it off. Yeah. So yeah, it shooks. So yeah. So yeah, and hey, don't always tell a guy put on a condom. Rather, he's putting it on. If he ain't automatically pulling out a condom, you'd be like, "Excuse me, where's the condom?" And if you don't have it, walk away. They'll be like, "Oh no, we can't do this. Put your clothes back." I've done it. I know a bunch of women that have done it. But I know a bunch of women that hadn't done it. I know a bunch of young women that hadn't done it. Oh, I can't tell them no. What the heck? You can't tell them no. You don't have a condom, and you did it with it anyhow. That don't fly with me. I remember my dad taught me that you bring your own condom and you put it on yourself. Don't give your freedom to nobody. Oh, you starting to sound like my mom, Demetrius. All right, your dad is starting to sound like my mom. Yeah. My grandfather idea of to tell my uncles about sex is to give them condoms, tell them to use it, and don't bring home no kids. It was my mom, their big sister, who gave them the real sex talk and told them why they better wear a condom and to strap up at all times. Yep. I don't care if you're in love with her. I don't care if you've been sleeping with her for umpteen years. Unless you plan on having kids and getting married, you better strap up. I didn't even know my mom knew that term. Yeah, I had to listen to this 2 times because my mom believed in 2 stones. I mean, let me see, 2 birds, 1 stone. So when she told my older uncle, the one that's a little older than me, the sex talk, I was there because she had a conversation for both of us. When she was telling my younger uncle, the one that's a little younger than me, my other uncle, I was there. So so they had both in the conversation. I had both in the conversation, but I had both in the conversation twice. Let's see. I remember. Okay. So let me see what else held accountable for. Don't. Okay. Let's see. Before you get involved with men, whether sexually, emotionally, looking for marriage, you need to know who you are. There's too many of us out there are trying to find out who we are through men or with men, and we need to find out who we are without them. Because I've seen where those who try to find who they are with men and through men, those are the ones that are so afraid of being alone. They jump from man to man to man because they don't know who they are. They don't have any esteem, and they're afraid to be alone. So you need to know who you are before you get involved. Young women especially, because you're just learning yourself. When you're going off to college and you're out of high school and you're becoming a young adult and stuff like that, you're trying to find out who you are. Sex does not really teach you who you are. Sex just teach you what your body likes. Your body can like anything. That's why lesbian is so popular. There are women who believe that they're lesbian because their body responds sexually to what these women are doing to them. I had to have this conversation in my 20s. Keep trying to tell a lot of these young girls, you're not lesbians. Because, and I said, but I'm turned on when she does this, when she does that. And I said, before she did any of this, were you attracted to her? No. Okay, she's doing you. That means your body, she's just stimulating your body. I had to have that conversation. Your body's just responding to stimulant. It could just as easily be a man or woman. If a man is doing the same things to you as the woman, you would get turned on by the man. That does not mean you're a lesbian. That means your body's getting stimulated. Yeah. Yeah. And sure enough, usually they fall back to God. I usually stump them with this question. I said, the thing she's doing to you, are you doing to her? If you are you enjoying it? Or are you just doing it to please her? Yeah, the same conversation can also be with women in heterosexual relationship. You'd be surprised how many women have not experienced oral sex from their men. They gave oral sex, but they haven't been the recipient of it. Uh, they haven't been given orgasm by a man. They usually do that through masturbation, because a lot of times these guys don't take the time to know their body to turn them on. They're about getting what they want to get. And a lot of these young girls, and that's why I think a lot of these older men go after these young girls, is because they give. They want to please. They want to please the man, and also fear is driven. They afraid that they're going to lose him, so they give him what he wants, thinking that she'll be able to keep him that way. Okay. So that's going on too. So yeah, you need to know who you are before you get into these relationships. Mm-hmm. Some people say explore your sexuality, have sex. This is the time you have sex. Yes, yeah. A lot of guys will be encouraging that. A lot of people that want to, you want to have sex with you will tell you these things. No, you don't have to go out and have sex with a bunch of people. You know, to try to know who you are. That's not about knowing who you are. That's just about stimulating your body. Sure, you can stimulate your body yourself. If that's all, that's all it. That's not your body, and sex is not all there is to you. Hmm. When we say go out and find your passion, we're not talking about your body. We're talking about the things that drives you, the things that that really takes your interest. Um, the things that make for one person would be work, would be, well, I should say one would be a job. It'd be the thing that that feeds them. Oh wait a minute, I'm not being clear about that. But I'm sorry, I'm talking to a lot of young women, because a lot of the things that we been hearing in man spirit, a lot of that I see manifest in young women, because they're out there. They are considered an adult. They don't have to do what their parents have to say to do. They could do what they want to do. They want to drink, they can drink. They want to smoke, they can smoke. They want to have sex, they can have sex. They want to kiss a boy, they can kiss a boy. They want to go out and have fun, they can have fun. But well, I don't know why I'm even bothering even with the younger women, because hey, some of them will listen, some of them won't. Uh, I'm talking to a broad sense of women, and it's hard to get all of them. We talking to a lot of them. It's usually more effective one on one. That's why sometimes we say that, when we say we can't really talk to women, because the women don't know you, you don't know them. So they're not gonna really listen to you, because you don't know them, they don't know you. But they will listen to the one that they do know, the one that they see face to face, eye to eye, and that they know, especially young women. But as I said, sometimes they're going to do what they're going to do. But quite a few of them do listen. Yeah, and shoots, they got their own. They got their own standard. There are quite a few of them. They're not dating. They're not dating at all. They're not dating. They're not getting sexually involved. They're not trying to be no baby mama. They're not. Part of the reason they're not dating is they see dating as becoming a baby mama, because everyone they ever knew that is a baby mama or a single mother, they were dating. They were dating someone. They thought they knew this someone. They grew to love this someone. Um, they end up living with this one. Oh, that's another reason why not to live with somebody. You're more likely to get pregnant when you're living with people, because y'all gonna get careless. Y'all gonna get comfortable, and y'all start slacking off. Somebody don't wear a condom. Somebody don't take the birth control, or they forgot that their birth control is not as effective when they've been on antibiotics, and they not willing to wait another month to make sure that the birth control is reactive in their system after they finish their round of antibiotics, or or um mm, or some, yeah, drinking. And some of those herbs for colds, like down my uh down my way, there's mongre tea, or somebody calls it goat tea in another area. Nasty stuff, but it's good for when you got colds. It'll knock that stuff out. Probably because it's trying to run away from the nasty taste of it. But find my job uh, with three women. They both had a cold at about the same time. All three of them on three different types of birth control. The one 5 year underneath the arm, the shot, and the pill. And they took some Mongre tea to deal with a cold. Next thing you know, they coming up pregnant. Well, actually, the one of them, she in her 50s. She thought she was finally going through menopause, and she was all excited, waiting for a doctor to tell her that she's in menopause, and that's why she missed her cycle. Imagine her surprise, 50 pregnant. Her last child just graduated from from high school. Then she had to go tell her husband, "We're pregnant." Well, anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to laugh, but at the time, it was funny. uh, and yeah, certain herbal home remedies. Excuse me, y'all. Will mess with them antibiotics. I know I had a bottle of water. Ah, there you are. Yeah. Excuse me for a moment, y'all. Need some water. Uh, excuse me. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. All right. Okay. I think we need to work harder into trying to get the younger ladies to understand them. Although I thought we was doing a pretty good job, that they got things they need to do in their life. Um, there's no hurry to get a boyfriend, a man, okay, and a husband, and how to go through courting all over again. Because I don't think these young ladies, a lot of these young ladies, don't know what courting is, and they seem to think dating after a certain point that it means about having sex. Oh, hey, Black Knight.
Yeah, I came back up for quick. I got to address something. Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Black Republican, why are you guys spreading negative propaganda about stepdads? Because you see, what you guys don't understand, right? When you do things like that, you start chain reactions, things called domino effects, right? You're trying to deprive these children, okay, of guidance. These children badly need guidance. I don't know, have you? I don't know if you looked outside lately, but these children are turning into monsters. And you know who fault that is? That's our fault as black men because we're not raising our children. Our children don't know anything about discipline, nor do they respect authority. Why? Because the authoritator isn't in the home. The first authority that I learned to respect was my father's. Like I was telling Dan, the other day, you can tell if a boy been raised by his father, right? Just look if he checks to see if he respects authority or not. If he don't respect authority, then his father didn't raise him.
Mm-hmm.
So why are you trying to spread negative propaganda about men who want to step in and help out? Why are y'all doing that? Are y'all mad because these men are showing you up? I don't understand why y'all. What is the purpose? Why do you even care about what a stepdad is doing? Don't you have your own life to live? Why are you guys running down on single black step? Y'all don't want the black woman to have nothing good, do you? Here's the thing: you guys are lousy. You failed as black men. You guys are weak. Many of you are pussies and femboys, and so you hate what you've become. So now you don't want the black woman to have nothing good. That's hatred. That's hatred. You really should be mad about. You really should be mad to yourself. At yourself. You put yourself in this bad position. The black woman didn't put you there. And you know what? You know what it sounds like? You guys get on social media every day. Y'all banging on women. You definitely don't sound masculine or manly. And following a gay dude like Kevin Samuels, really? Kevin Samuels don't know anything about women.
Mm-hmm.
So I just want to understand, why are you guys looking down on these brothers who want to step in and help these children out? What business is it of yours? If you don't want to do it, okay, fine. But why are you trying to knock down other men who are doing it? I've never met a stepdad who had a problem with being a stepdad. First of all, black Republican, the black man is in no position to tell the black woman what to do. Okay? You said no. I said that women should. No, women should nothing. You don't have any room to tell her anything. You are a failure, bro. Y'all don't even own nothing. Y'all don't produce anything. You don't produce nothing but online chatter. You guys are chatterboxes. You don't own nothing. You ain't no boss. You don't regulate nothing. So you are not in the position to tell the black woman to do nothing. Okay? Until you get your act together and start walking around here and forcing the world to notice who you are and stand up for yourself and be real men, you can't tell her nothing. You ain't qualified to tell her anything. How about check this out? How about stop being a loser first and learn how to be a winner? How about stop whining and crying about what women are doing? Don't you have some work to do as a man? You know something? I don't even understand this. You guys ain't got no pride. You ain't got no pride, man. I hate losing. You guys love losing. And you think it's cool. You think it's cute to be a loser. Again, you guys are in no position, in any position, to tell the black woman a damn thing. Not one damn thing. Okay? Let's not get it effed up. You can't tell the black woman not one damn thing. Until you get your act together and stop being afraid of other men, okay, and carve out your position in the world, ain't shit you can tell the black woman.
Mm. Okay. Black women are strong and independent. Okay. That don't mean that men should not be raising their children. You mean if you mean in the sense of that they shouldn't need a stepfather, or they shouldn't accept a man that's willing to accept her and her kids and be truly involved in with the kids, not just to get her, but to accept her kids as his. As Hassan had said earlier, there shouldn't be no step. There is no step. There's just father. Mm-hmm. Okay, but okay, you saying you can't control what another man does. Okay, that's true. But what we're saying is, why are you going around calling those men who are stepfathers simps, cleanup men? That just leave it as that's the choice that they made. And why are you discouraging others um, by um, by teasing those that are, or making fun of those that are, by calling them cleanup men and and um and simps? Couldn't they just be men who made that choice? Mhm. Well, you don't know that. You're assuming because of a few men that have a bad experience that all men who became stepfather have bad experiences.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And I don't even understand why it's your business. That's what I can't get by. I can't get that in my mind. What? That's none of your. That's not even any of your business. I'm confused by that one, bro. What is he saying? I can't see the chat.
He said because it doesn't help or work.
What doesn't help or work?
I guess being stepfathers.
How do you know? What is your evidence that it doesn't help or work? Let's see what your receipts are. We need receipts, man. You know, that's a strong claim you making there. Surely you got something to back that up with, right? Okay, show me where this is happening. Show me it doesn't help or work. Shaq turned out fine.
Let's see. He said, I know men who have done this. Even women tell me not to do it.
Okay, that's all anecdotal. That's your own personal experience. Give me some real evidence that this is happening.
And if women
Just because
tell
you
you
know,
not to do it, that means they don't feel like you are stepfather material. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Right, just because you find a few rotten apples in the barrel, right, doesn't mean that the other apples aren't ripe. Okay. All right, so you found some guys that didn't want to be a stepdad. Why did he be a stepdad? What kind of sense does that make? Okay. So I'm not going to be nothing I don't want to be. Ain't nobody going to make me be something I don't want to be. So what kind of stuff are they telling you? Yo, I didn't want to be a stepdad. Well, she made me be a stepdad. I don't want to be a stepdad. What? What does that even sound like? What else is he saying? Then what else is Chad saying?
Okay, so he's saying, Mac, let's not go there. What's your percentage where time has been successful?
No, we need to go there. I need some hard evidence that it doesn't work or it doesn't help. Okay, I'm not just going to let you on this channel. You don't get to just say shit. Okay, we need receipts. That's a large claim you made. Okay, we need some evidence. We need some hard facts, not anecdotal, evidence. We need real evidence, hard facts. Now, when you find that, let us know. I want to see this data, don't you, Dame? I want to see where it doesn't help or it's not working. I want to see that. And when you come with these numbers from now on, you need to bring the sample size, the geographical location, and the age range, right? Or we won't pay you no mind. We will say that what you're saying is totally irrelevant. Okay? You want to bring stats, you're going to have to bring all of the stats. Sample size, geographical location, and age range. Go ahead.
Okay, so now he's saying provide evidence that stepdad works in percentage terms.
Again, I need evidence. You're just listening to somebody saying that because that's what you've been programmed to say because you are either red pill, sissy bam, or manosphere. Okay? Those are loser talking points. I need evidence, real hardcore evidence. Mm-hmm. Again, like I said, statistics, we need all of it. I'll say one more time: sample size, geographical location, and age range. Those three things are incredibly important when you're stockpiling or compiling statistics.
Mhm.
Anyway, statistics are pseudo. Even the CDC will tell you that. It doesn't give you anything exact. It gives you some kind of approximate or roundabout thing. It's not really that accurate. And those statistics are actually far behind too. Those not updated statistics. So, okay, then. What else he saying?
I'm waiting for something new to come up.
All right, well, let me jump off. I just wanted to come up here and address that because
Oh, wait. Hold on. Here it is. You yourself only have anecdotal experience full of crap.
what do I have anecdotal experience about?
Jersey State, Bergen County, Michigan, all of the governments pounded the growth before. The problem is that the people
What do I have that about?
they don't cooperate. The information from these people is like pulling teeth. It's a whole other world up in there. Generations.
Reminds me of Kendall, dang.
Never even come down.
Yeah.
Their own legal justice.
But I don't remember Kendall being a Republican.
And he following some dude that's gay. You know, Red Supreme. That dude's gay, dog. You can't tell. Many of these dudes in the Manosphere, Red Pill, they're gay. Kevin Samuels was gay, bro. Obsidian is gay. They tried to get the Manosphere to accept gay leadership. You following gay dudes, bro. What else did he say?
Well, he just said stepdads.
Man, leave stepdads alone. First of all, you guys should be talking. You ain't no kind of dad. Okay, so you shouldn't even be speaking on something you're not nor have any experience with. You guys don't even want your kids. And now you mad at the dude who want to come in, right? And like you said, to clean up your failure. Because he's an honorable dude. And you said you really don't want to do that because of how it'll make you look, right? That's why you mad at the stepdads. And you calling them all kinds of derogatory names because you don't want them to show you up. You don't want them to expose how terrible of a father you guys are. All right, one more. What else he saying, Dan?
Let's see. No, he ain't saying anything else right now.
Hmm?
He's not saying anything else.
Excuse me. Yeah.
Well,
Took some cough medicine.
All right. I am bringing up because I'm going to play a video and then I'm going to leave. So I want to.
All right, y'all.
Actually, okay.
Well,
All
I'll
right.
stay for the video.
Okay. Oh, he's saying, 113 million women out of 168 million of all races of women are in debt. Oh, he's bringing that up again. All right. This chat. Okay. I'm ignoring him. All right.
You're not even having a real conversation. You're just throwing up numbers and shit.
Yeah.
That ain't even a real conversation.
It ain't even about stepdads. All right. This channel may contain content not authorized for use by its owner. However, according to Section 107 of the Copyright Act of the United States, the fair use of copyrighted work for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research is not an infringement of copyright. All righty. Okay. So, okay, so I just chose this one. Well, actually, it's two of them. I'm gonna go ahead with this one first. Let me see. Okay. All right. Here we go.
These guys just get rid of a nasty son of a bitch.
Sierra made a song for independent women and the world went crazy. How the hell is Sierra independent if she married? Some women want men, desire men, love men, but do not need them in order to function. We already have music for the girlies who haven't mastered being alone yet. I'd rather be in hell than alone. I just killed that man. Already got music for the prostitutes. Ow.
I hate his ass, but I had to get the bag.
Gotta sleep with him. I slept with him.
To get money, you just gotta sleep with him.
Didn't want to.
Ugly
Don't
ass.
like him.
I hate him and I'm not attracted.
With him. Listen, I get it. We need our kings. But I just got a couple quick questions for you. If your man were to just disappear in thin air, would you be able to feed yourself, wipe your ass, wipe the kids' ass, pay the bills, go to work, drive a car, make medical appointments, cook, clean, exercise, read a book, start a hobby, and function? Now, if the answer is no, it'd be like that sometimes, mama. I ain't hating on ya. But if the answer to all those questions were, yeah, you might be a little independent, sprinkled with a little bit of self-reliant and self-sufficient. I know, it's crazy. Sierra made a song for independent women and the world went crazy. How the hell is
All right, I've been wanting to play this since last Saturday, but I got caught up in the arguments. So, but this one is just for fun, and I'm gonna end it on this one. All right, here we go.
I'm Mr. Handy. I ain't really ever off. Don't worry about the cost. I'm in no hurry. Be off that brandy. Your toilet's broke. I can fix it too. If it's alright by you. I'll check around the house. Fix that crack in your ceiling. But I always take a nap around 2. When I awaken, I'll be there painting. Is there anything else that needs scrubs? No.
I just thought that was hilarious. Yeah, everybody could use someone handy. All right, y'all. I'm gonna close out ladies' night.
Pull up a run and grung video from TikTok.
What?
Run and grung. We run and grung. The Jamaican joint.
Okay.
Cause they doing this Jamaican dance to it.
Oh, okay. Let me see if I can find it.
Just type in TikTok, we want and grunk. It ain't gonna come up.
Yeah, I like this. No, just a heavy foot.
They got all these dance challenges.
What you mean, Canada? You fuck a cop? I fuck a cop. So you like a fucking cop? Who's the old man in the truck? I would have gotten him in a copy. What you looking for? What do you got? Crack 2020, blue bell. This was a period on that. I know the shit. Yeah, we got some buzz stuff and pray up at the house.
You found it yet? Yeah, while she's doing that, we getting ready to close it out. But Black Republican, your head is screwed on backwards. Black Republican, in the words of the immortal Russell from Fat Albert, you are just like school in the summertime. No class.
Okay, there's a bunch of them. I think this is the one you're talking about.
Uh-huh.
All right, here we go.
What did I say? Good night, ladies. Night.
All right. Good night, everyone. All right. We're going to go out with the music I started in with. We're going to have a better ladies' night if I can help it. But, okay, so we became accountable a little bit, but for our own actions or inactions. Oh, hey, Jody. Glad you could make it, but we're about to leave out. I'm afraid you're going to have to catch the rerun. All right. Peace, power, and unity, everyone. And we're going to leave out with the mood I was in for music for Ladies' Night. Here you go.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts feeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough time. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.